Happy New Year! In this video I want to tell you about 5 very important footwork skills that you seriously have to master if you want to become a very good badminton player, or at least have a very solid footwork. The first one I want to tell you about is something called split step. That's this movement, and especially it's about getting out to the corners. We cannot just do a split step and then expect us to go fast, but we have to time it, and that means just when our opponent hits the shuttle, we land. So that's what I mean. We are not jumping, but we land still, and that's because we're going down like that. We are not doing this because it's unnecessary to jump first and then push. So we can just start and land. Okay, so if my opponent hit the shuttle here, I will land just like that. Okay, so I'll just land right after my opponent hit the shuttle, and then I can see which direction they have to go to. For example, if my opponent make a clear to that corner down there without a split step, it will be something like this, just moving down here and do footwork. But if I manage to time it and I can make this movement with my split step, it will be much more like this. It will be much faster. It's also very crucial in the defense. So if the shuttle comes out here and I begin without the split step, just going out here, coming back, that will be a bit difficult. I have to push. So for the same situations, this time I use the split step here, much faster and much more explosive because I can push. And that's what happens to all the corners. So we need to be aware of being able to do this movement to cover these areas and this movement to cover these areas. We cannot just do like this and expect us to come forward fast. So we need to be able to do this movement fast, to be able to change directions, or it will be very difficult for us to go anywhere very fast. The professionals is so good just laying high on the net all the time and getting up in the shuttles, because every time the opponent hits the shuttle, they adjust the split step to be able to move to these directions. So this is the first thing you have to seriously consider to try and do. I'm just going to show you some simple exercises that can help you practice this. So some old videos, just a very brief moment, and then we're heading to step number 2. The second one is that we have to remember to lunge when we are out in the corners. For example, I'm right-handed, and when I'm about to go to this corner, I'll go forward on my right foot. Okay? I'll not begin to drag my left foot with me, or especially I will not begin to just go out on my left foot. But then I also begin to stretch something here around my back, my lower back. It might feel a bit sore, I might get pain sometimes. But instead of doing like this, or like that, I need to go out on my right foot, like that, and push back. That's basically also what happens over here. So when I'm out here, take the lunge, and come back. It happens in the defense, and it happens over here. So we need to be aware of practicing our legs to get this long step out and be able to push back. And of course, many people is not able to push back if we're out here. How can we expect ourselves to do that? We can expect ourselves to do it if we drag the left foot, in my case my non-dominant foot, because I'm right-handed, just a bit closer, and then I can push back. So in a fluent movement would be something like this, out, left foot a bit towards the right, and then I can push back. Very crucial remember to do these lunges. And all the time when you do a lunge, I have seen a lot of injuries. If you're going that way, make sure that your foot is pointing the way you're heading. If you begin to do like this, you might sprain your ankle or something like that. It hurts like a lot, especially not this way, but then you might also sprain something in your knee and your ankle, and maybe get some pain up in your hip as well. So make sure to do it the right way. The next thing, that is something called the scissor jump. And that's what happens around here with the legs. When you're hitting, you are doing this jump, and that's called the scissor jump. You jump. When you jump, you go on right foot up like that, or sometimes you go with both feet. But what happens when you land is that you land with your non-dominant foot first, and then your dominant foot. So in my case, I jump maybe like that or that, but just when I land, left, right. Okay, and then we're able to move forward. The difference is quite big. So if I want to go forward very, very quickly after, for example, a smash, this one will be without a scissor jump. So maybe I'm just getting stuck. Okay, without a scissor jump. This one is with a scissor jump. And we're much quicker. So just to make sure that we're doing this scissor jump correctly. When we're doing the scissor jump and I want to go in that direction, when I land, left, right, you can see now that my left foot, my non-dominant foot is pointing that way, and my right foot is pointing that way I'm heading. Again, I'm not landing like this with my right or that way, because I want to keep my leg as it is in good shape. And this foot has to point that way, because we don't want to risk getting an Achilles injury. That also hurts like, yeah, and it takes so many months to recover from that. But it's so important that we take the risk in learning this, because we can be so incredibly fast to do this. Some of the professional badminton players can make a scissor jump here, attacking, and then standing up here just half a second later and being able to kill it on the net. So if your opponent not put it just a centimeter, more than 1 centimeter over the net, they can kill it. So that is an incredible, valuable weapon if you begin to practice that. The next thing is equally also very, very important. And we see it a lot if you don't trust your own footwork. And that's because you take too many steps and they're usually too small. And sometimes it's divided, then you just take too many steps, other times they're just too small. And sometimes it's the same. So for example, if you want to do a footwork going down to that corner and going forward. So for example, if you just do very small steps, that can be something like this, going down to the corner, and coming forward. Instead of just taking the necessary steps, you're not supposed to do like that. Sometimes players are actually just running here. And it sounds crazy because they're stepping all the time. And sometimes they take big steps, as you should do, but still it's very stressed. So that can be something like that. Again, look stressed, but the steps is big. What you should do is try to calm down, but take long steps. So try to make longer steps, like here, jump, and come forward. Much more relaxed, and you'll get much more control. So instead of just making these small steps all around on the court, here, and coming out here, here, try to take long steps. And really make sure that you trust yourself, that when you've done something down here, then you take this long step forward and not come forward like that. Because then you can actually cover the net from this area. Seriously, just like you're kicking a soccer ball or whatever's laying in front of you, you can here kick and being able just to kill the shot. That means you can actually kill the shot from standing from the middle of the court. If you practice this movement, very simple movement. Start here with your left, just like you're kicking something down here, and then do like that, kick and kill. Again, even further back, kick and kill. Of course you can see that I am skipping on my left leg, but you can also just do it same like that. Okay, but if you want to get even more advanced, you can do the skip like that. Okay, simple exercise, just kicks. So the better soccer player you are, the more power you get in doing this footwork. It's also relevant from here. For example, do something here, then at this moment I can kick again and actually stand up there at the front court. So I kick, and I'm up here. So trying this footwork out might give you an advantage also. Yeah, just trust yourself in taking huge steps. Alright, so the final one I want to talk about, the fifth one, is that you don't always have to go to the middle. That's something that many players do. So every time they've been in a corner hitting, they go out to the middle, and then they go here, go to the middle again, and then this corner all the time. But we don't want all the time to go to the middle. So for example, if I make a lift to the corner down there, I can begin to just go a bit more to this side, okay? Because the shuttle can go here the fastest and over here the slowest. So I can call the fastest one. That kind of makes sense if you know the Pythagoras from our math education. That one would be the shortest distance. Okay, and also if I'm making a smash just down that line, I don't have to go to the middle first to go over here, but I can take the more direct route, because it's not that big of a chance that my opponent can do a cross court, but of course it can happen. But if I jump up and make a powerful shot straight, then I can do much more forward. Okay? And if my attack isn't that good as I think it is, then I can do a bit of a movement towards the middle, but not all the way. So that would be more like this, bit, and then begin to go here. And that happens many times. So as well as this example, you don't want to play the net up here and then just jump to the middle to go forward again. That doesn't make sense. So if you play the net up here, of course maybe you jump a bit back, but you're not going to the middle. So make sure that you kind of want to cover what makes the most sense. Of course, your opponent in this last situation, if you're doing a drop shot here, might hit to this area, but then it has to be a tall lift. And you have so much time to go then, because if it's a tall lift. But if they make a net shot back, then the net shot back will be the shortest distance, and it might happen very fast, and then you're under pressure. So you always have to cover the area where the shuttle can come the fastest. And that's maybe a principle you can add in when trying to defend the full court. So why we don't have to be centered all the time, because we have to cover where the shuttle can go the fastest. Okay? We want to keep the offensive situations. We don't want to be in the defense. Then we have to we don't want our opponent to get the chance of getting the offensive situation. And this can help you with that. Thanks a lot for still having your support here on Shuttle Life. If you want me to analyze your footwork, I would love to do it. Simply just follow the guide up here. And for only $10, I want to check out your footwork and give you some personal feedback. I'll simply send you a video of me telling you what you can do better, and maybe a solution on how, if you have a problem with anything, I can possibly also help you with that.